Anyway, so let's jump into this game. We have 4 players on this side, 3 of them are in Heresy, 1 of them is me. So let's just quickly go over this side. This is Spring TV as the Spanish flank. Spain being very, very strong flanksive, and Spring being apparently supposed to be aggressive, but I'll just demonstrate that I'm the aggressive one in this one. Just about throw punch the guy. Anyway, this is me with Aztec Pocket. Aztec, absolutely top civ. Crappy map, but you know, when you got a really good civ, especially pocket civ, you're always happy. Over here we have Mayan Pocket. I hate Mayans. This is this is a peg reprimand because I just straight up do not like Mayans. They're quite decent in 1v1. With the farming buff, they're actually, you know, decently better. But I don't really use the Regals enough. They don't fit my style, but I just don't like Mayans. Especially their late game. As Pocket, they don't have good options as Pocket. Because if you're via something like Paladin Pocket, what are you going to do? Just go Eagles? You can't just go Plumes against that either. It's so easy for someone in a TG's Pocket opposing you, for example. Not Tamyon, obviously, I'll pick someone good. Okay, let's just pretend that if Magyars were Pocket, anyway in this game there's probably going to be Paladins running around. And if you're against Mayans, but they don't really have much options against that. You can't really go Halbs Pocket too effectively because, you know, Halbs from Pocket, slow option, not a very good power unit, they can't kill all too much. As flank on that side, we have Xing, also known as Adam, with an H in there randomly somewhere. And he is the Malian flank. Malian's really strong civ, but they have a lot of options. The thing about Malians is they have a complete Castellation tech tree. You see a lot of things like you wouldn't expect in arena TDs like Siege Tower Expo. Their bonuses are just extremely strong to make, you know, cheaper wood, easier Siege Workshop, easier Siege Tower, easier barracks, easier archery range. And that's a lot of resources you can save to make Siege Towers and Expos, as well as the gold mining bonus. That's a really strong civ to have in a lot of situations. So it might not have Bracer, and you might expect arena to have late game, you know, more late game thought into it, so you wouldn't just go like mass crossbows, because you can't really upgrade them in Imperial Age to Bracer anyway. So, you know, you might think of something like that, but Malian flank is really strong and they can go these options because they're so strong, regardless of their, you know, long-term effect. So, overall good civs. Over here we have Magyars. Magyars are really good for quite distant fights. This is very, very close, which is not good for Magyars. They can open scouts so defeat any real forward. Their scouts win pretty much any scout fight. So, you know, I like Magyars, but mostly 1v1. When your team games like this, you're going to be closer, so if your flank is not that good. It's also really hard to defend when you have no eco bonus. In the pocket we have Berbers. Berbers is a really nice pocket civ. I think they suit flank a little bit better. The reason behind this is because they don't have Paladin, which is, they have a really nice Cavalier bonus, have a lot more Cavalier. But that's useful as, for example, flank. Flank is quite difficult to do a low eco boom, like a quick 3 TC, into these options like Cavalry. So you could go Cavalier as a Berber flank because it's so cheap for you if you do that kind of boom. Whereas this pocket, it feels like you're kind of wasting the opportunity to have a really good boom, because you're going to go for a good boom, but you know, with that option you should be able to afford the power units that other civs have that you kind of lack. But it's still nice. It still works out a bit. This player is pushing some serious deer. By the way, we have... I don't remember who this guy is. I've forgotten completely this I got wasted guy with that 2k TG elo. Completely slipped my mind. Chris Smurf, Harris Smurf, who knows. Anyway. Turk Pocket. Turk Pocket is better than you may think, but Fuat has it, so it's worse than you think. The only way I can describe it is Turk Pocket, they have good options, but the best option they have is Heavy Cavalry Archer. They have Siege Rams as well they can mix in, especially if the flank doesn't have them. Sarah do, but you know, slow ecos might not have them in time. So, you know, they have really nice heavy cavalry archer. They could kill a lot of units. Mines, though, they're not going to do too well because the eagles are going to be sniping them quite easily. The Malians, you know, they're going to work well enough against the Malians. The Malian SO without the siege engineers, I think is quite significant in my opinion. Saracen flank over here is the last person to cover. Saracens can do a lot of things. They could smush. You know, smushing against Malians, not a good idea. Malians have, in general, better monk usage. Malians don't have illumination. What is it Malians missing? Is illumination something else? No, it's only just illumination. So, you know, that's the only real imp. If we're talking about like Castle Age smushing here, then Saracens can't really do all too much. Because, you know, they're behind in economy from wood mainly, but also gold. Malians, just in general, are really nice civ. These are pretty late. 28 plus 2 from a Malian player with this much wood. It suggests something other than what I'm thinking he's planning on doing. He did get loom as well. 28 plus 2 when you get loom. That's more than just a cheap forward. He better like put his house on the line. He better be going CA or something crazy. He didn't take the year either. Just... Can everyone just like randomly call Adam a noob? Don't do that. I'm not a bully. So let's discuss some plans here. I don't really remember this game too much. Over here we have Spring. He is going to do some pretty stupid strategy. I think he wants to do Conquistadors, but he doesn't go in stone early. He does a 26 plus 2 and then just sends every villager in their right mind to start taking stone. I was happy he was going conks because, you know, VS Magyar is quite strong, and Berbers as well. He's quite good against Berbers. Berbers can go Camel Archer, but after so much discussion on this, eventually it's decided that most people now seem to know that Camel Archers don't get bonus damage against Conquistadors when we kind of think they should. If you don't have enough stone, send everything to stone. And the market is going absolutely off the chain here because the two Turk players, Professor 4K and Fuat, who is Turks in real life and got Turks, it's going off the chain. So they're just selling the market. So we're going to see, I'm actually going to discuss that a little bit later. Over here, Conquistadors. Over here, 4 TC Boom. I actually did a video on this build order for 28 plus 2, but 27 plus 2 as Aztecs, you just need to do like your usual 25 pop shenanigans, and then for the last 2 villagers you put them on stone instead of gold. Sell 100 stone for between 89 and 91 stone, depending if someone else beat for gold, depending if someone else beat you to it. And then you could click up and then you're still mining stone, so you could build another TC. Milker just pointing out the amount of villagers that Spring has on stone because he didn't play stone early. I'll go over here. Looks like he wants to go plumes. It's a fair idea. I wouldn't really plan to do much else as pocket because plumes are just such a pain. Going eagles would be okay as well if his pocket was doing that kind of forward, but it doesn't appear to be. Mass eagles, very very good at raiding if you're doing something like crossbows and breaking them with that, or cavalry archers even. Can't really tell what the Saracen player would be doing, but he's Turkish, so obviously he's going to go monasteries. Just called it off the bat. I didn't actually look at the side of this game really, so I just saw what was happening to Melkor. And Flat is going for his usual go 100 miles across the map to build the castle strategies. We're going to see a semi-forward castle here from Melkor. Well, to defend his gold anyway. As for me, his pocket. 1 TC there, another TC there. And I essentially forgot I had this main gold at some point. Like, in the end I realised, but... Anyway, there goes Green Scout. And there goes Orange Scout. Magyar Scouts are really nice, but they still aren't as nice as Eagle Scouts when you're not going Scouts for either player. See, this map is just generally bad. You have some nice stones inside, but this stone is basically unTCable. This stone over here is kind of okay, this main gold is okay, but no extra gold. So you want to usually have 2 golds to TC when you're 4 TCing. So I decided to take this outside one. Let's just speed things up a little bit, actually slow it down, there's a lot to still talk about. Conks coming over here from the Spanish player. He is not really making any or using them effectively so far, so welcome to Springdom. There's 2 conks. Over here we have a slight kind of boom from the Magyar player. I don't. And a 3rd TC pretty late. This is not that great a play. He's making archers though. He maybe wanted to do siege towers or something. And yes, I am replaying this, just complaining about Spring Storm because I'm still salty. 4 TC boom from the Berber player. Nice to see. Looks like maybe he didn't mine stone, he decided to mine gold and then buy the stone, which is perfectly fine, you could do that as well. 3rd player, he is of course doing the forward over here on the Melkor. Did I say the Melkor? Melkor himself. Janissaries vs Plumes. Janissaries can still quite semi-easily win, as long as you don't split them up. Slightly better eco for Melkor here than Fwat. Fwat is still on 1 TC. So let's have a look over here, see what's happening to Jing Shang Zhang over here. Massing some light calf, nice. Redemption coming in for Presto 4K, has a decent amount of Battering Rams, decent amount of monks. The thing is, it's nearly 21 minutes. What chat? I'm brushing over nothing. So 1 tile gap just so light cap can get in, and also I believe 1 in there as well. That's enough light cap to just clear all this up. I don't know why he waited 21 minutes after he started massing at 16 minutes. Just that, just to keep massing the monks. I just about swallowed about, ungodlike amounts of cigarettes. Like instead of inhaling. That's how we do it in my country. I'm not laughing, I'm just laughing at the ridiculousness of the situation, because look at Fwat. Oh, and I called him a liar. Yeah, but he knows the joke. We both know the joke. Fwat will 1 TC push something ridiculous every game. If he's pocket, he will still do it. It's just so insane. All these mugs cleared up though, the Ram's about to get cleared up. Quadruple Monastery, he is Professor showing us who a Turk is. This is Melkor's goal, I didn't realise I was taking it, but I just let him take this one later. I'm gonna start taking my main goal for a change. This was a really bad boom overall for me, but looking at booms, I am 4 villagers ahead of the Berber player, 5 villagers, and nobody else is even remotely close. It's just a nice bit of booming. So far, absolutely nothing has been done by our good old friend Spring, but he decides to send the conquistadors he's made from his like random 2 TC boom behind it. It's now minute 24, he hasn't done anything productive. He's now, like, the Janissaries have all been cleaned up, and all he's doing is just help and kill a Mangonel. And yeah, this will come in key later on. This will come in key. Is he still getting tagged by the wolf? No. So the crossbows, now they're over here. A little bit of crossbow action here. The crossbow shouldn't be able to beat these conks at this point. One gets converted, still no upgrades over here. Oh man, yeah. I kind of regret some of the things I said to Timo that were slightly sacrilegious when we were on TeamSpeak. And what to change his name to. So I asked Spring to keep this area safe, and he's like, no, I can't, there's expos. So I had to build... What do you mean too many? What is this definition of too many? You can deal with this with conks absolutely no problem. And these two monks, like, what are you worried about? Just clean this area so I could go down there. It makes us win the game if you do this stuff. You can't just pick game losing strategies. And then you just run into their monks anyway. Nice. I only got one converted. You're still using these to clean up the rest of the expos though. Keep adding conks, keep adding conks. So Imperial Age coming in our 29 minutes, that's not too good. One rather annoying conquistador coming this way though. Yeah, gotta love this guy. Get roasted. Anyway, let's get back to normal speed so we discuss what's been happening over this TG. Lots more monks, lots of light cav have been converted by the Saracen player. He's actually doing quite well. Watchtower now up. I can see Imperial Age coming now in for Jing. Or Adam as we call him in the trade. Fort Castle coming up from the Saracens, that's going to be so useful. But there's mass plumes, and there's nothing that can be done about the mass plumes. We see Imperial Age coming up, but you know, Melkor's already imp, so that castle's definitely going down. I don't see Bracer coming in from Melkor or Chemistry. It's not getting... There we go, he's getting Bracer. So for the teal player, we're now seeing some mass onagers coming in. This is a pretty easy cleanup because all the Aztec player has to do is champion onager. Or in this case, just pikeman onager, just because a lack of units from Spring. Not saying nothing, not saying nothing. Third player still no economy really. Saracen player still also very, very low economy. This Malian economy is quite strong. Booming was the right thing to do in this case, just overall for this game I feel. So here we're starting to see camel archers massed up, and this is a really bad move. Do not make camel archers against Spanish and Aztecs. You have no use for them. Anyway, here we go. We see the Spanish player hit Imperial Age, and we are going to see some trebs being made. I lied. Make some trebs. There is this much army protecting everything. So all you have to... Siege can't kill castles, neither can you. I'm absolutely zinging it with these roasts. But just make a treb. You have this much army protecting it. If you... Make a treb! So I was just like... They don't have... I even looked into it and tested it myself. Camel archers don't have bonus against conks. But now he has 2 castles and still not a single goddamn treb. And that's all you need with SO and this many pikes backing you up. So he goes over here and all he does is he kills 4 villagers. And then that's kind of it. He comes back. And he's still not made a single fucking treb 5 minutes later. It's just... I was losing my shit at this. Oh man, this... Someone asked me in a message to SO Springs Conks, and I was so considering it. Oh, he's already setting up trade. He does this, he was saying this bullshit stuff where he's like, I was watching his stream, and he said it's important at this time, like, after you hit imp to start making trade. And I just said that's bullshit, and it clearly is. But, it was just some weird preaching stuff. I don't get it. It's not intelligent, it's not meta, it's not gonna win you games. It clearly is losing a game in this case. It's a big throw, really. But yeah, now he's got all these trebs to deal with. Look at this. I was fighting while you two. I was fighting two while you boomed when he was talking about going over here to A, clear up a mangonel with 4 conks early on, and B, killing 4 villagers with all his conks and then sending them back. And then for 6 minutes doesn't make a single trip and then just complains when he's getting tripped down. It's just so mind-numbing. Just, dude, how did you ever get above 16x? Oh man, I'll be complaining about this for the end of my life. But there's very little an SA player can do against Berbers if they start making the mass cavalry. The pikes just aren't really enough. It would be better to have something more along the lines of, you know, champions for this kind of thing. But then you still need the pikes against the Magyar player. Because unless they're going, even if they're going CA, you still kind of need them. Champions are not going to help as much when the non-trash comes out. Still not a single... No siege rams, just adding bomber cannons, but you're gonna die because he has nothing to really protect them. And I don't have much to protect him anymore because I set this army up 10 minutes ago expecting to make trips, but he didn't. And then paladins come in, and then he's just camping over here to protect the bomber cannon when I lose like 500,000 SOs. It just gets worse and worse, really. Oh man. But anyway, the plumes over here, they're missing a couple of upgrade space, now starting to get them as Melkor. And obviously the Malian player now has the bomber cannons out and he's getting Farimba Light Cav. They are missing 1 armor upgrade though, they're missing the Castle Age 1, are they? Yeah, they're missing iron casting. So Sars player's gonna get cleaned up. The Berber camels come over here because obviously I'm just sitting here just waiting for Spring to do something meaningful. Now he's finally getting an army though. And believe it or not, he does have trade. 7 in fact. And that's worth throwing a game for like 10 minutes. Just my concept of time is just thrown out by this. And then he begs for help because he loses his castle because he didn't bother making any trebs or this is why you just focus. You can't start randomly making trade in the middle of absolutely no time and then come up with some excuse like you were doing 2v1 when all you had to do was just kill some crossbows, so you cleaned up your guy with the conks that you were making when you're booming behind it. And then just decided not to make any trebs when nothing was happening at all. And then say you're VSing another guy who you killed like 1 mangonel and 4 villagers off. It's just such bad, salty excuses. And I'm salty about it. It's one of these cases where someone's toxic and it spreads. But yeah, you just at this point you have to just keep throwing units at it. This is not enough production buildings, or at least they should be a little bit more forward, so population overall is not doing all too great. The Berber player's playing quite well, having made camel archers, which is not quite the best decision. He really should be thinking of transitioning to cavalier, or maybe not spending all of his gold. He has a lot of gold though. Where did he get this much gold? 2 relics is not really that much. It's not spamming that much trash either. Yeah, I really think just go Cavalier. If he went full Cavalier, it would have been a lot more devastating to everything here. Probably could have even pushed this back. Maybe he's expecting the player with very little booming space, very little boom overall, really, to go Paladin. He did make Paladin, got the upgrade. At least assuming he didn't cancel it. Yeah, he got it. But he's not making Paladins. Can't afford to, he doesn't have buildings to make them out of. So now he's starting to add stuff, but he still doesn't really have the economy. What's he looking at? 50 farmers? Okay. I can take that. 14 minus or 23 idols, not good. We have 17 trade for the blue player. Oh, it's just so absurd. This is just an occasion where you just spam trash forever until someone does something. But over here the side is clearly winning because the plumes are still strong in this case. They're not the strongest. But, you know, they're gonna do an okay job. The Malian player, is he still making Lycav? fully upgraded for Rainbow Light Cav, definitely a nice thing to have. Stab with Plumes, they have very low counters. Turks players can't really counter that. The best hope is that once they've there make siege rams and then stack something with it, but there's not all too much you could do. Especially with civs where neither has halberdier to really fight the Malians. It's not a very good option to be in. So now the Saracen player is going to get raided heavily, he's already escaping. He literally just said fuck this, double clicked on... he knows the drill. He knows the drill. Just double click your villagers, just get out of there. So for Rainbow Light Cav, definitely doing a lot of damage there. They're raiding here. I mean, I can see some Light Cav coming here, especially to snipe the hand cannoneers is going to be effective. Some of the hand cannoneers trying to come to this side I saw at some point, but it's not too effective. Bomber cannon, but not got artillery, it's not going to help too much either. Do we still have a castle from the player with the Turks? Yes, he does have a castle. He's about to lose another castle though, not good. Open over here just to run in with some pikemen. These are going to be really difficult to snipe trebs though, especially when you're just trying to use very low mobile units like pikemen to protect siege under. It's not a good thing to do. But just keep patrolling your pikes and you'll actually do okay. Like nearly a good 90 to 95% of units that try to snipe these SO die on the way to them. But of course with SO it's only the few that get in that cause problems. The treb's going down, but there's still rams coming in. Mystic Clouds doesn't seem to have the economy to keep making anything. He doesn't have the gold to make paladins, he overinvested in it. Whereas this player here still has a lot of gold and he's massively overstacking those castles with Camel Arch. So he really should have been the one to make paladins, or at least get banking and send it to your ally who can then make paladins to stack with your Camel Archers. Because those guys fully upgraded, mixed in with paladins, that's pretty hard to beat. This stuff further getting pushed back here. Won't see Jonathan down the drain again though. Decent amount of Light Cav here. Light Cav is always a nice addition behind Conquistadors, gives them a nice bit of padding. Magyars do have halbs, Berbers do not. Elite Camel Archer should be very good for, you know, helping out in that. And it looks like the Berber player is giving resources to the Turk player, which is not good. It looks like Grey is pretty wasted off the map, just trying to reboom in the back of his allies, but his main base is destroyed, and Tom Yums is nothing going on here. So eventually this is now cleaned up, there's enough siege onagers here, just some trebs are needed, just to clean up the castles. This combination should not have won the pike, should have been a nice opening, but it should never have gone to the point where it was the full army. It should have been transitions champions when possible. Tom Yum throwing a G. Always my favourite. Spring, you make me so salty. It rubs off on me, Spring. Oh god, that puts me in so much pain. I got PTSD watching that one back. I hope this doesn't become a very popular VOD. Anyway. That's the last of the games I have today. I have two more, but they are 1v1s, and one of them is Terror, and that's not something I really wanted to go over, because actually they both might be Terror. No, one of them's Terror vs Wacko. Another is Dench vs AT. But I'm not going to cast those because we did some live 1v1s and that's enough for me. So I'm just going to say this as an outro. Oh, might as well cast the achievements before we do this. Top score was the green player, of course. He got fed quite a bit. I'm not going to say by who. Then of course me. Because Aztec Pocket is a nice boom. Aztecs are my favourite pocket boom, really. They have all the options I like. Against cavalry is their only real weakness. And you've got to consider, like, an enemy pocket, if your pocket is going to be making cavalry more likely if they're a good cavalier civ or a paladin civ, so got to watch out for that. Milkor with 99 army and 100 vils, so 100 vils, 100 army, that's always fun. Where's trade profit? Where's trade profit? Ooh, 3k trade profit. Only cost us the game. Oh, nearly did. Luckily, I could carry. Professor converted 29 units. He did lose a lot of buildings though, and oh, the amount of units he lost. I didn't see him making too much trash, so that must have been a lot of monks. A little bit late of an imp. I like this player 3 guy. I don't know who he is though, but he seems to know roughly what he's doing. Anyway, that is everything from me today. I hope you enjoyed this clown stream. If you want to see more arena content, you could follow my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGPN, but I stream here more than I do there now. Anyway, thanks for watching.